This guide is not about persuasion or manipulation. It is a map to navigate the subtle and profound art of human interaction. It will help us recognize when someone, specifically an older woman, may be open to conversation. More importantly, it will teach us how to act with integrity, leaving each encounter as a testament to our character. Awareness, seeing without judgment. The first lesson of Stoic philosophy is to observe without attachment. Too often, we view others through the distorted lens of our desires, fears, or assumptions. Yet, as Epictetus reminds us, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. When you observe someone, take care to separate what is real from what you project. Does her glance linger because she is interested, or because she is merely thoughtful? Does her choice to sit nearby signal comfort, or is it a coincidence? The Stoic does not leap to conclusions. Instead, we observe with clarity and patience. This practice of awareness is not passive. It requires discipline to quiet the chatter of our thoughts and to truly see the other person as they are. In this way, awareness becomes the foundation of every meaningful interaction. Intention, acting with purpose. The second pillar of Stoic connection is intention. Why do you wish to approach her? What motivates your desire to connect? These are not superficial questions. They strike at the core of your character. To act without purpose is to act without virtue. As Marcus Aurelius advises, let no act be done without a purpose. When we approach someone, our intention must be rooted in respect, kindness, and sincerity. It is not enough to seek connection for its own sake. We must strive to add value to the other person's life, even in small ways. Ask yourself, am I seeking validation, or am I offering something meaningful? Am I driven by fleeting emotion, or by a deeper sense of purpose? The Stoics' approach is always deliberate, never impulsive. Patience, mastery over time. Patience is a virtue often overlooked in the pursuit of connection. Yet for the Stoic it is essential. To rush is to risk breaking the harmony of the moment. To wait is to honor the natural rhythm of life. Seneca reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. This applies not only to life's grand pursuits, but also to its smallest interactions. When you sense that someone may be open to conversation, resist the urge to act immediately. Observe, reflect. Allow the moment to ripen. Patience is not passivity. It is wisdom in action. It is the recognition that the right moment, when approached with care, will often reveal itself. The 7 signs of openness. With the foundations of awareness, intention, and patience in place, we turn now to the practical aspects of recognizing openness. These signs are not definitive, they are subtle invitations. The Stoic observes them not with certainty, but with curiosity and humility. Number 1. The glance that holds. The first and most common sign of openness is eye contact. When someone's gaze lingers on you for a moment longer than expected, it may indicate comfort, curiosity, or interest. Yet eye contact alone is not enough. The Stoic understands that context is key. Is her gaze accompanied by a soft expression, a slight smile, or a relaxed posture? These details matter. As Epictetus teaches, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If her gaze invites you to act, do so with confidence and sincerity. A simple nod, a smile, or a quiet hello can open the door to connection. Number 2. Proximity without necessity. When someone chooses to position themselves near you, particularly in a setting with plenty of space, it may be a sign of openness. This gesture, though subtle, often reflects a sense of comfort or curiosity. Consider the example of a cafe. You sit at a table near the window. Despite the many empty seats, she chooses one nearby. This choice may be deliberate, an unspoken invitation to interact. However, the Stoic does not act on assumption alone. Observe her body language. Does she seem relaxed? Does she glance in your direction? If so, the moment may be right to engage. As Marcus Aurelius advises, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Number 3. Shared moments of humor. Laughter is a bridge that connects people across differences and distances. When someone laughs at something you say, or when you share a moment of humor, it often signals mutual comfort. But the Stoic does not let pride take root in such moments. Humor, like all emotions, is fleeting. As Seneca reminds us, the greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. Appreciate the shared moment, but do not cling to it. If humor arises naturally, Use it as an opening to deepen the connection. A thoughtful comment or a lighthearted question can keep the conversation flowing. Number 4. Engaging with the world. A person who engages thoughtfully with their surroundings often signals openness. Perhaps she comments on the art on the wall, the book in your hand, or the song playing in the background. Such moments reveal a curiosity that can extend to those around her. For the Stoic, this is an opportunity to respond with equal thoughtfulness. Acknowledge her observation, add your own perspective, and let the conversation unfold naturally. Epictetus reminds us we should not moor a ship with one anchor or our life with one hope. Approach without attachment to a specific outcome. Number 5. The invitation of silence. In a world that often values noise and constant communication, silence can be the most powerful form of invitation. When someone sits with you, not speaking but remaining comfortable in your shared space, it can signify trust and openness. This silence is not empty. It is the space between words where understanding and connection can grow without the need for speech. The Stoic understands that silence is not avoidance, but a rich opportunity for reflection. In this moment, you do not rush to fill the void with meaningless chatter. Instead, you simply are. Your presence is enough, and the understanding that arises from this shared silence is profound. Number 6. The body language of comfort. Body language is often the most telling sign of openness. An open posture, the lack of defensive gestures like crossed arms or an inclination toward you during conversation can suggest a desire for connection. For the Stoic, the first step is to understand that all communication, verbal and non-verbal, is a form of mutual respect. We must read these signs with a clear mind, unmarred by projections of desire or insecurity. If her posture invites connection, we respond with equal openness, mirroring her relaxed state. Number 7. A gesture of kindness or concern. Finally, a simple gesture of kindness, a shared smile, a word of encouragement, or a question about your well-being can signal openness. People who are kind are often open to connecting. A kind gesture shows that the individual is not self-absorbed, but willing to invest energy in the welfare of others. In Stoicism, we are taught to be indifferent to outcomes. We are encouraged to act with kindness without expecting anything in return. Whether or not the gesture leads to a deeper connection, the act of kindness itself is a reflection of our character. As we begin to recognize these signs, the next step is to respond with the virtues that make us strong: courage, respect, temperance, and wisdom. Acting with courage and respect. When the signs of openness align, the Stoic responds with courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to act despite it. Approaching someone, especially with no guarantee of response, requires the courage to be vulnerable. Yet, courage without respect is hubris. The Stoic's courage is always tempered by respect. Recognizing the signs of openness is only the beginning. What follows is the act of engagement, the moment when observation becomes action. Yet, for the Stoic, this is not a leap into the unknown, fueled by impulsive emotion. It is a deliberate step guided by the virtues of wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Let us explore how to proceed once we recognize that the door to connection has been opened. Number 1. Begin with the right frame of mind. Before taking any action, pause. Reflect on your intention and the values that guide you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Ask yourself, why am I approaching? Is it to offer kindness, to learn, or to share a meaningful interaction? If so, proceed with confidence. Am I attached to a specific outcome? If your goal is rooted in external validation or fleeting desires, realign your purpose. The Stoic does not act for reward, but for the intrinsic value of virtuous action. This mental preparation ensures that your approach is rooted in integrity, free from the turbulence of fear or excessive expectation. Number 2. Approach calmly and confidently. Your demeanor speaks volumes before you utter a single word. Walk with a calm, measured stride. Your body language should convey openness and self-assurance, not arrogance, but quiet confidence. Epictetus advises, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. Approach as someone grounded in your own values, with no need to posture or pretend. This authenticity will resonate more than any rehearsed words ever could. Number 3. Start with simplicity. A meaningful connection often begins with a simple gesture or statement. Overcomplicating your approach can create unnecessary tension or awkwardness. Instead, aim for sincerity and clarity. Examples of initial statements. Observational comments. That's a great book you're reading. What do you think of it so far? Shared context. This place has such a calming atmosphere, doesn't it? Genuine compliments. I noticed your taste. It's unique. Do you mind sharing what inspires you? These approaches show attentiveness without being intrusive. They also invite her to share her thoughts, turning the interaction into a two-way dialogue. Number 4. Listen actively. The Stoic values listening as much as speaking. When she responds, your role is to be fully present. Do not merely wait for your turn to speak. Instead, engage with her words as if they were treasures, worthy of careful attention. Seneca teaches, nature has given us one tongue but two ears, so that we may hear twice as much as we speak. This is a reminder that true connection arises not from what we say, but from how well we listen. Key practices for active listening. Maintain eye contact, showing that you value her perspective. Nod or give brief affirmations, such as, I see, or that's interesting. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions that demonstrate genuine curiosity. By listening actively, you communicate respect and build trust, laying the foundation for a deeper connection. Number 5. Adapt to the flow of the conversation. Stoicism teaches us to remain adaptable, responding to circumstances as they unfold. The same principle applies to conversation. While you may begin with a specific topic or question, be prepared to follow where the dialogue naturally leads. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, adapt yourself to the things with which your lot has been cast. If she shifts the topic or brings up something unexpected, embrace it with curiosity. Avoid clinging to a pre-planned script instead. Let the conversation flow like a river, guided by mutual interest and openness. Number 6. Practice temperance. Balance between giving and receiving. In every conversation, there is a balance to be struck between sharing and listening. The Stoic strives for temperance, neither dominating the dialogue nor withholding their own thoughts. When you share something about yourself, be honest but measured. Avoid boasting or oversharing. Instead, frame your experiences in a way that adds value to the conversation. For example, if she shares a story about travel, you might respond with, "That's fascinating. I've always believed travel teaches us more than books ever can. Did you feel the same way during that trip?" This approach invites her to expand on her thoughts while subtly sharing your own perspective. It is a dialogue of equals, not a monologue of self-importance. Number 7. End with grace. Every interaction has a natural conclusion. Recognizing this moment and departing with grace is as important as the approach itself. If the conversation has flowed well and you sense mutual rapport, consider expressing your gratitude. You might say, "It was really enjoyable talking with you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I appreciate your perspective. It gave me a lot to think about." If appropriate, you can suggest continuing the conversation at another time. For example, "I'd love to hear more about your interests, thoughts, etc. Would you be open to meeting again or staying in touch?" Regardless of the outcome, the Stoic departs with dignity, knowing that the value of the interaction lies not in its result, but in the virtue with which it was conducted. The inner transformation. Growth through connection. Every encounter is an opportunity for growth. Whether the interaction leads to a lasting connection or a fleeting moment of shared humanity, the Stoic reflects on the experience with gratitude and wisdom. Seneca advises us to dwell on the beauty of life. Even a brief conversation, when approached with sincerity and virtue, adds to the richness of our existence. It teaches us patience, humility, and the courage to step beyond ourselves. In a world often driven by haste and superficiality, the Stoic approach to connection stands apart. It is deliberate, virtuous, and deeply human. By recognizing the signs of openness and responding with wisdom, we honor not only the other person but also ourselves. As we navigate the art of connection, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Let our thoughts and our actions reflect the highest virtues, creating a legacy of meaningful and virtuous relationships. For more insights into human psychology and relationships, subscribe to our channel for engaging and informative content.